What's good, squad? Happy holidays. I hope you guys have had a very Merry Christmas. I hope you got everything that was on your Christmas list. And I just hope you continue to have joy throughout this season. That's been the most important thing for me, is just having my joy. I wasn't quite in the Christmas spirit throughout this entire season, but I have remained my joy. I have continued to remind myself and getting reminders all around just to be joyful, be in the moment, be present, and just be thankful. So, what's good for you guys for the new year? I know you're probably going to celebrate in magnificent ways. Um, what are your plans for 2023? If you set resolutions, what are your resolutions? For me, I set intentions, and my intention for 2023 is to just continue to be intentional. Shout out to Designs by Deb for sending me the shirt, because that's been my mantra all year for the last 2-3 years, just to be intentional. So my list really has not changed from last year. I never got a chance to complete my vision board, so hopefully I can get a vision board out to you guys this year. I'm just going to keep that same list and just elevate it just a little bit more, keeping the momentum going and getting those things done. Um, I really believe in just writing things out. So I always have a list. I did that the last 2 years, and the way things started to manifest so quickly in ways that I just couldn't imagine. Yeah, that was wonderful. So I'm going to keep that momentum, write it down. And like I said, for 2023, hopefully we can get a vision board video. For those of you who don't know how to make one, I'm kind of in that boat. But I have friends who do them faithfully, and maybe we can get a video where they walk me through and you guys get to see what I put out. Hopefully it'll be motivation for you guys to get your vision boards out. But yeah, it's all about motivation, and I just wanted to come to you guys today just to spread a little positivity with you guys. And I am not going to keep you guys too long. This is going to be brief. It's going to be short. But I just wanted to share a little bit today. I was thinking about my why, and I'm big on my why. And if you notice, I've had guests on, I always ask them to share their why. So today I wanted to share a why with you, and it's a why that helped me to continue and keep my will and want to continue this journey. Um, so today I am going to share why I choose to podcast. But before I do that, go ahead and hit that like button, comment, and subscribe for me. If you're new here, or if you've been watching me 1,000 times and you have yet to hit the subscribe button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You want to. Um, it will help you be notified when I drop this boss content, and you don't want to miss it. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know you're in the corner with your girl today on this beautiful Thursday evening. But yeah, let's dig a little deeper into my why. So in 2020, was it 2020? Yeah, 2020, my mom and I started a podcast, and it was around the time of the whole George Floyd incident, that tragedy. And yeah, excuse me, I don't know what that is. But yeah, it was around the time of George Floyd's death, and we felt like we just needed to be a voice for the culture. And we started a podcast, and it was in connection with our nonprofit that we have. But somewhere in the midst, it seems like we lost the focal point of the nonprofit and the mission of the podcast. So we just kind of disbanded for a little while. It will be coming back. We just have to we're revamping everything with the nonprofit. But for me, I got into a space where I needed an outlet of my own. It seems like everybody was pulling me in to, assist with different stuff. And I'm like, that's not what I wanted to do. I was getting overwhelmed. So I needed an outlet for myself. I started my YouTube channel. And then later I said I wanted to do a segment because I had just released a mini tape, a small mixtape. And one of the songs was Janae Aiko's BS, and I switched up the words a little bit, boss situations. So I just kind of took that and I was like, hey, I should make a live segment where I get on, talk to other people about other boss situations, get on and just BS a little bit with my followers, people who may need a little bit of encouragement. So that's where that came from. And I was kind of on the fence on even calling it a podcast. But the longer and longer they got, people were starting to say, hey, this sounds like a podcast. So it slowly turned into a podcast after the maybe fourth episode of the first season. And boom, we were a podcast. So in the journey of my first season and all of this second season, because it took a minute, I have found self-expression. I've been able to voice my opinions freely and be heard. And like, if you've been here before, you know that that's something I feel like I struggle with a little bit. I feel like I'm not heard. I feel like sometimes my voice is not amplified enough. Sometimes I feel like I'm not making an impact, but small messages where people are like, hey, you really helped me out, that does a lot for me. So I've been able to work on expressing myself even off camera. When I'm done podcasting, I try to utilize these same things and put them in my personal life to voice how I feel without shutting down, because that's my defense mechanism. I am a Cancer. I'm a classic Cancer. I go into my shell. So podcasting has helped me express myself a lot better with family, friends, just people that I meet. And that brings me to my second work. I used to be shy to talk to people and, start conversations. Now, as a podcaster, if things get a little quiet, I can, quickly create a conversation. I can talk to people from all walks of life. You find out what people are into, what their purposes are. You find out if you guys mesh, and maybe at some point y'all walk on this journey or your paths together. They pour something into you, you pour something into them, and that's how networking is supposed to go. So podcasting has helped me network with different people of all walks of life. I've been able to learn from them, they've been able to learn from me. It's just been a beautiful journey of like really getting to know the other people that God has placed on this earth, and that's what it's supposed to be about. It has helped with my self-care. It has helped me to stay accountable, because sometimes I will go back and listen to some of these episodes and be like, hey, I said this. I said I was going to do this. I need to keep my word in doing this. And it can be simple things, just things that are, for me, that make me happy and contribute to my purpose. And by me going back and say, hey girl, you got to get it in. You have to do this. It has helped me to voice things. It's like a form of therapy, when you talk it out with yourself. Sometimes, like how I'm doing now, like this is therapeutic to talk it out with myself. It's also therapeutic when you talk about things with other people. So by me bringing on guests and things like that, I can see their perspective. They may be going through something, they see my perspective. Those are forms of self-care when you can look at yourself um, through these episodes and see how you've grown, or what areas that you may need to, grow from, things that you may need to delete from your life. So I think, by being able to go back and listen to myself, I can better self reflect. I can better take care of myself mentally, physically, spiritually, all of that, and just be present in the moment of learning and continue to evolve and grow. And like I said, accountability is the main one. When you can go back, you can always reference by having the video podcast, even the audio, you can go back and listen like, yeah, that girl really grew, or that girl is still in a toxic place. And that's me talking with my inside voice. And that's how I measure it myself. So that's 3 things so far: self-expression, networking, self-care, also just being a support system for others. I like to think of it in a way where they always say treat people how you want to be treated. And I am a support system for others because I would want them to do the same. And by networking, I've gained, that type of unit with certain people. Um, Even if, somebody might be listening, they've never commented, they've never liked anything, but they can relate to a lot of the things that I'm saying, or some of the things that the guests are saying. Um, you can say that it is a support system for their mental health and their lives. For me, I like to be a support system for other ones but for other people, because I know what it feels like to not quite have a support system. So I would never want anyone to feel like they are not supported. So I try to make it my mission to support others. Just it could be the smallest things that make people happy or give them the motivation to continue, and that's what I like providing. And that brings me to my last one, which is purpose. I've always said, I don't know exactly how, but I feel like my purpose in life is to help others achieve their goals, help motivate others to find their purposes. And I've always said this, but I just didn't know how. Um, Podcasting is just a medium, one of my mediums to do that. I have my graphic design and brand business that does it for the business owners and music um, artists. But this platform is for everyone, just to motivate and keep you accountable, keep you uplifted. And if I can do that and keep people on the path to greatness, then I have done my part in this world. If I can only help one person, I've done my job. And that's motivation, inspiration. Because I hear these things, people will be like, you just don't know, how you inspire me, how you motivate me. You're always, speaking positively. I like to speak life into people. I feel like our purpose as human beings are to network with each other, support each other, treat each other like sisters and brothers. And I do my best. I do my best to make sure everyone feels supported and motivated, because it's greatness in all of us. I don't think we would be put here to not be able to do something great and contribute to the overall well-being of our human race. You know what I'm saying? So those are my 5 whys: for self-expression, for self-care, for networking, for being a support system to others, and just fulfilling my purpose as a human being to inspire and create greatness through others. I inspire you all to be great and live in your greatness because you are great. Know that. So, yeah. I also wanted to shed light on a few podcasts that have been major inspirations to me. They have been a huge model into this podcasting journey. They have been great networking relationships, and they have become great friends to me as well. So I just wanted to share a few. There have been quite a lot in this journey and learning how to move in this circuit, but I just wanted to share a few of my favorites, and maybe you guys can check them out and see, if you can vibe with them too. And I'm going to tell you my whys and why they are on this list. So first up, we have the Talk to Q radio show. And this fella here, he is just a great networker. He can definitely talk to anybody in any space. And he's been a bridge for a lot of other podcasts as well. So what I like about his show is he does many episodes where there is a male view and there is a female view, and then there are ones where they all, men and women get together and they're able to, as he always say, it's not facts, it's just opinions. And we all have an opinion. To be able to be objective in those spaces where it gets heated, it can get heated with some of his people that are on the panel. But everybody acts as adults, and it's always a good time when you're on the show. So I like that he has the male and female views going, and it's always good conversation about life, relationships. You even get advice, and like I said, you're just able to look at different perspectives across the board. Whether you agree or don't agree, it's always a good time. So shout out to Talk to Q radio show. Next up, we have Dope Discussions Live, which was Dope Discussions with Erica previously, but Dope Discussions Live, you can find this on all of your platforms below, as well as YouTube. But Dope Discussions Live is hosted by Erica and her co-host Gata. You probably seen Gata on my last the episode before, so that was 12, I think. Yeah, 12. So with Dope Discussions with Erica, Dope Discussions Live is similar to Talk to Q radio show. You have your male and your female perspective. They get on, they discuss current events, they discuss relationships, life, period. And when you can get information from people who have experienced things. They're older. They can share their perspectives on how not to make certain mistakes. You get story times. You get interviews of other people who have experienced life, and they just have a good time. I love them to death. I love them to death. So you guys check out Dope Discussions Live when they come back. They are amazing. Next up, we have Thoughts of an Average Joe podcast. And this is from a guy who talks about dating, life, friendships, and he gives his perspective as a guy. And if you notice, I do a couple of the male perspectives, and I would like to bring back a few more, hopefully, so you can get on and be on the panel, because I would love your views on certain things. So this just lets you guys in the mind of a male. I know he has a couple other things going on. He edits podcasts for other people as well. I know he was doing it at one point. But you get a fresh perspective. It's not like overly misogynistic. It's intellectual. I mean, it's fun too. You get your comedy. It's fun. His guests are amazing. It's just an amazing podcast. It's professional. So I pay attention to like sound quality, and everybody that I'm listening to, they have evolved. They have gotten a crisp sound. The topics are always on point, so he is added to the list because of those things as well. Next up, we have the Jungle is Hell podcast, hosted by your favorite Darius and Mel. And there are their socials if you want to go find them. And this, I love them because you get the comedic aspect and you get the intellectual conversations on whether it may be, those simple topics or those big life decision topics. You get it all with this show. And it's just like a conversation between friends, and you're listening to two of your best friends go at it about different things, and getting different perspectives, or whether they agree or don't agree. You get it all. Their guests are amazing. They can take what we sometimes may see as funny and twisted, and you're thinking of it a totally different way now. You're thinking of it in a different light. So I like that they can do that, and they mesh very, very well together. So shout out to Mel and Darius. Next up, I have the Bare Naked Truth podcast. I was introduced to this podcast through my YouTube circuit, and it started out with three friends together discussing things. And one of the guys, his name was Mr. Stir the Pot, and you always have to have that devil's advocate on the team with these outlandish views. Whether all of them agree or don't agree, they're able to voice their opinions on things. You're just open to a lot of views and perspectives, and I like that they added a female perspective on the show as well. She gets to have her own segment. Also, shout out to you guys for the way you guys have evolved and are going into your 2023. I look forward to seeing everything that you guys have going. But I tell you, it's always something stirred on the Bare Naked Truth podcast. So get in there if you like a little bit of, your drama, your devil advocate, all of that. Just get in there and see all of the things that I see. And it's like looking at your favorite cousins as they play spades, and how, hyped and amped that they get. That's how the conversations go sometimes. So I think you guys will, if you're part of my squad, I think you'll enjoy it. So the Bare Naked Truth podcast. Now, next on my list, I know she had took a break for a minute, but she's trying to get her momentum back. But I love Audaciously Me by Ashley D. This is full of inspiration. You get story times on, looking in the rear view at the past and seeing how you evolve. You get a girl telling her truth. You get a person who is elevating into a new space, and she is also a businesswoman. If you've seen me talk about my candles, I just tried out a new one yesterday. It was called a Christmas Carol, and when I say it smelled like a cookie shop in here, and it's all thanks to her. But we started out talking about podcasts, and she was also in her phase of podcasting when I started mine. So it's great to see her journey and how she has grown, and she's documenting it through the podcast. You just get so much inspiration and motivation to keep pushing, to keep elevating yourself. So shout out to Audaciously Me by Ashley D. And next up, this fella, I don't know if he will be continuing with his podcast journey, but you can definitely go over and check out his YouTube channel, the Relationship Gumbo Podcast. He is a coach, a relationship coach. Also, Erica from Dope Discussions Live is also a life coach as well. So not only do you get the male and female perspectives, you get a coach perspective on these topics as well. You know, people who can help you identify the toxic traits, help you identify where you need to do the shadow work. That's exactly what Derek does with Relationship Gumbo podcast, and he points out the topics that you want to hear when it comes to relationships. It helps you do the work inside on figuring out, hey, am I the problem? How was I the problem in this situation? And a lot of people don't take accountability for that aspect. Yeah, you can be, in a relationship that turned out sour, but how did you contribute to it as well? So it helps you, get a good look at yourself so that you can know how to move forward in the future. Um, Go ahead and visit his YouTube channel. He also has other things going on with coaching sessions, group coaching sessions. He has his own community, communication community. Just check him out and see what he can do for your relationship life. I would love for him to get back on the show and share a little bit more. He's always welcome here as a guest. He's been on here before, and I would hope that he could, find time to bring a few more episodes to us here and there. So yeah, Derek, bring us a few more episodes here and there. I'm not asking you to commit to, full seasons, but definitely keep the videos coming for us because a lot of us do need them, and we appreciate it. And last up, this podcast, it hasn't been active for a little while, but when I first started, it was definitely one that caught my eye. Six Symbols, Carly Shay, and your girl Mo. Mo has been on my podcast as well, but these two ladies, it caught your eye with the title off top, but the topics were so much more than what you're thinking. It helped you to be comfortable talking about things that people would deem as taboo. It helped you to get into your mental space and what you needed. Just evaluate the things that you need for your mental, spirituals, your physicals. They talked about it all, and it was two friends who got together to discuss these taboo topics, and it was pretty dope. I hope you guys bring it back for us because it was definitely one for the books. And there you have it, guys. Those are just a few that I like and love. I'll probably make another video with a few more that have been, inspirational to me. But those are the ones. Thank you guys. You guys have definitely been, inspiration to my podcast journey. I tried to do my best to summarize the podcast, each one of the podcasts, by what I got from it. Each one of them gives more and more to the public. I feel like podcasts are definitely a form of art. So, art is subjective. And I just highly recommend y'all go check them out in your spare time. See what you can get from it. See what you can get from each of them. So I fully believe that each of these podcasts entered my life when I needed to hear them and their messages the most. I'm grateful for the lessons that they have taught me. I'm grateful for the accountability, the shadow work that they have helped me do. But most of all, I'm just grateful for the friendships I have, gained from them, the networking opportunities that I've gotten from them as well. They are great friends, and I love them all. Yep. And this about wraps it up. I want to thank you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. We are just 2 episodes away from ending season two. Season two. I can't wait to bring you season three after a small break, a small pause. I'm just so grateful for the drive to keep going with this, because some podcasts don't make it past season two, if they even get done with season two. And I was on the brink of not even completing season two. I took that hiatus because it was feeling overwhelming. I'm going to be completely honest. It was overwhelming, but I'm back and I'm ready to continue this journey for all of the reasons that I mentioned in my why I choose the podcast. For those of you who are music artists who want to talk music, who want their music reviewed, definitely shoot me an email at the email address that is below. For those business owners, influencers, creators, uh, just anybody, if you ever want to be a guest, also hit that email that's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Let's chop it up. You are always, always welcome on this platform. Know that you have a supporter in me and my squad. Yep. You can also follow me on my socials. Official Kaylee on Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. Official_Kaylee. Yep. Follow. And yeah, that wraps it up, squad. Remember, guys, I love you. And until next time, keep it bossy, keep it saucy, and don't forget to tell your girl how you bossy.